All right, everybody, it's BR Chef here. I want to take a second to work with you on how to clean a salmon fillet. So we did a recipe on that, a herring show. We talked about using a piece of salmon as part of the recipe. Well, a lot of times when you go in the store, you can buy a whole piece of salmon, cost you a lot less, and then if you trim it yourself, you can save a little bit of money. You can also take this and portion it, put it in some zip bags and pop it in the freezer, and then you can bring it out as you need it or want to eat it. You don't pay huge prices to have somebody else cut it for you, or you buy the pieces that are already cut in the fish section of your grocery store. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a salmon fillet. It has the skin on it, and it also has the fins down here, and it has a little bit of product up top that we're going to take off and clean as well. So we're going to start, we're going to come right down here, right in this area where you see where the tail would be, and we're going to start to trim that. We're going to take this belly meat off. You've got a fin right here, and you're going to trim it all the way down like this and cut it clean. Sharp knife is really important, and so that you can work with it and get it cleaned up efficiently. I do like to save this little bit of meat. I use it to make like a fish cake, salmon cake. So I'll trim that off. And that's the belly meat, so it's a lot fattier. It's got a lot more of a salmon-y flavor to it as well because of that fat. So if you're not a huge salmon fan, it might not be, your favorite piece to hold on to. So we have that. Now we're going to clean the top. Right up top here, we've got a few pieces that we want to take off, and we want to just go right across the top. And I'm going to trim that up close and take that out. Then I've got, and if you feel it, you'll feel that this is a little bony. So I'm just going to trim that off as well. But this piece of salmon just so happens to have a little bit of the other side still left on it. So I'm going to take that off. Same thing, trimming, cutting that out. Okay, now to skin it. Now the other thing you want to do is just double check and run your hands across it, and you'll feel there might be pin bones in there. Okay, those pin bones, grab a pair of pliers, tweezers, whatever you got, and you can pull those out if there happen to be any in there. A lot of times they come cleaned, the pin bones are completely out of it, you don't even have to worry about it. But just in case you find one, a pair of tweezers or pliers, grab it and pluck it out. So now we're going to take this piece of fish, and I'm going to try to get it down here so I can show you. But we're going to start at the end, and we're going to cut just the smallest little spot right here. We're going to cut down, we're going to get our hands underneath that, and when we get to the skin, we're going to hold that meat, we're going to hold this knife at about a little less than a 45-degree angle. I'm going to hold the skin with my hands, and then I'm just going to work that knife up against the skin at that angle, and I'm going to keep that skin nice and tight, holding on to it and pulling it backwards. So I want to move the knife, I want the knife to do the cutting, and I want to move that knife through that meat, but not break the skin. Now if you do, don't worry about it, you can always go back and trim it, but I try to make sure that I keep the skin nice and tight and cut all the way through. And when I do that, that leaves me with a nice piece of salmon, and then you've got the skin. Set that aside, and then from there we can cut portions. Portioning is completely up to you. You can cut 4-ounce portions, 6-ounce portions. I would recommend having a scale on hand. I typically use a scale like this when I'm working with it to do my portioning. And make sure that I've got what I need. And then any scrap I put away for a later day. But then I've got nice pieces of portioned salmon ready to go. And that is how you can buy a whole piece of salmon, trim it up, get the skin off, and have it ready for a dish, a party, put it away in the freezer, whatever you want to do with it. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please let me know. Leave leave them in the comment area. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we will be with you again real soon. Thanks a lot. Check us out on Ida Herring Show. And don't forget, Redneck Metals, June 5th, 5:30. We're going to have a silver auction. So be there, grab yourself some nice silver pieces. Take care. Bye.